Boys.
You assume my gender.
No. I
Wait,
know
why
your
are you
gender.
saying
There's no
no?
need to assume.
Wait, how would you know my
Are you a
gender?
transgender woman?
Have you seen my cock?
Whoa. Are you
Hey!
a twink?
Hey, yo!
What the
Look,
fuck is a twink?
I'm not gonna... Yeah, like, let's pretend like he doesn't know that. Anyways,
What the fuck is a twink?
what's up, guys?
Bro,
It's
I kinda
Sons of
wish I
Liberty.
did, though.
It's Kaika. Back in. I'm a dirty D2 casual. Oh, this is great.
No!
This is great. Oh, boy.
It's a game of hot potato and nobody takes the potato. Alright.
I know, I could do the interpretations, okay. Hi, I'm King Chow. I like Undertale. Woohoo!
Salads for hate speech. Salads for hate speech.
Alright, well, you see,
No,
our
Sunny
co-host here
Hawkeye.
is trash, right?
Bro,
As you
he's
see,
still
I'm a Sunny
going.
Hawkeye with your host, with the most. That's King Chow. Your
Yeah!
host with the, I don't know.
Minimum.
And that's Kaika, the gay man.
Whoa.
Yeah, no, Kaika is our resident gay.
It's a
That
resident
is
gay.
a lie. I just want to put
You're
that.
sleeping with a man in your room. I don't know about that.
Yeah,
Whoa.
I mean, like,
It's
Whoa.
pretty gay, bro.
you know, does get bitches, just, you know, not women.
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
Alright, okay, let's redo
anyways.
this. Hey guys, welcome back to Sons of Liberty. Oh shit, I'm tabbing out everywhere. Hey guys, welcome back to Sons of Liberty. You know me, King Chow, Season 2, never happening. Chow chat, never happening. I am a ghost on the internet.
Damn.
I don't know why you did the intro again.
I did the next.
You Homo
I
sapien.
don't know why I did the intro again.
The
You know
next
he's gonna
thing
keep
you
all that in,
said.
He's
right?
got-
You know,
He's got the Brandon syndrome,
bro,
dude.
the editor is legit gonna keep all this in to make us all look idiots.
Oh my god, no. Okay. Do
Let's
the
go, Brandon.
intro.
Alright.
Do the intro again. Alright? And do
No, that's
do it.
staying in there. That's staying in
No,
there.
come on. It's a mess.
Well,
It's
we're
a
not
mess.
gonna
Oh,
do it.
you're right.
It's
I
gonna
want
be
to.
11.
Yeah,
It's gonna be
you're
11. It's gonna be 11. We have
okay.
4 pages.
Anyways, guys, the first topic.
Fuck.
Okay, boys.
Okay, hold on. I need to give context to our lovely, beautiful, sexy viewers that I
Why
Speaking
is
of the
sexy?
first
What's in
topic.
minors?
I know what I said. Anyways.
What do you
Wait, hold on.
so-
He's under 18, we swear.
I'm mentally under 18. Anyways, right, so
If guys watching this.
yeah, no cap. Come and get me. Come and take
Alright,
it.
guys, well,
fuck around and find out.
As
don't
these
tread on me.
two hosts, my co-hosts here, being welcome to episode 36, guys. And
Yeah.
our first topic of the day
But what, no, we
is
need to give-
we don't need context for the. We don't need context why we haven't recorded for 5 years. All right, it's just normal. We're Sons of Liberty. It happens.
I have to do this for legacy's sake. Okay, cool. So, right. So a little bit of context before we jump headfirst into these awesome topics. Right. So this is actually a re-record. We recorded this like I want to say like a month ago, give or take like a week. But a lot of real life shit got in the way. Recorder broke. Just some like personal shit. I know we said we would be back in a week. But that didn't really work out too well. So, we're back now, but some of our topics might be a bit dated, but that's fine, because we're not a news show. We're a podcast. And you're here to get not the latest and not the greatest takes from your homies at Sons of Liberty. And with that, let's hit
Did this guy
the
just
weekly
say
Joe
fucking?
Biden.
Did this guy just say fucking homies?
Yeah,
Say fucking homies.
we're all homies here. We all the boys. At Sons of Liberty.
No way.
All of our viewers. All of our viewers.
I don't know about that one, Chief. Some of our viewers are a bit crazy.
Some of our viewers fucking hate us, but they're
What do
included
you mean some?
too.
All of our viewers hate us.
Really?
Fucking get with the next topic. Holy shit.
Okay, fine. Weekly
No,
Joe
we're gonna
Biden
spend
slam.
3
Come on,
hours
guys.
OBS fucking changing the fucking what is it called?
Oh,
God, you have
Anyway.
0 hair. None. At all.
God, that's your hair.
11 at night. Let's go.
Alright, okay. Weekly Joe Biden slam. Let's get to it.
I guess I'm doing it.
Yeah, 'cause
You
you're the
always
context
do
guy.
it. You always
Uh,
do it. You're the context guy.
That's what I
Fucking
said.
guy. No, that's what I said. I said it first.
Okay,
Queer.
so I don't know how long ago this was. This was a very fucking long time ago. But Joe Biden.
It was like a
gave
month
a
ago or
speech.
less. What are
It
you
was-
talking
It
about?
was
Dude.
a month ago. It was
On the
before.
internet, that's like 12 years. Okay, that's 12
You're
years, not
acting like
including
we're
months.
not also on the internet.
Exactly, that's my point.
Exactly.
Nah,
Anyways.
bro. Me and Sonny are like cavemen.
That's he dropped something. Don't worry, it's fine.
Who's he, bro?
Um,
You got a man in your house? Hey, yo, bro.
He does, if someone's there. Anyways, Joe Biden, he gave a big boy speech not too long ago.
Oh, right. We're doing the Dark Brandon
Not
thing
too
first.
long ago.
Actually, no. You know what? Hold on. You can do.
How
this.
about you do this one,
Yeah,
Chow?
yeah. You can do the second part of the
I'm
Joe
gonna
Biden
try
slam, but
this,
I got to do this. This is too good. All right. So, as many of you may have already seen on the news, because come on, how could you not see this, right? So Biden had this huge speech where there was like this red ambient rim lighting, and they were trying to make him look all like spooky and serious and, you know, strong, you know, all things that of course I think we would all agree apply to our lovely 46th president Joe Biden. But yeah, so and then when it was circulating around the internet, people started calling this the rise of Dark Brandon. Now, there's lore here. Let's go down the lore history. So, Dark MAGA was you could say, an insurgent movement. Really, it was a meme, but then people started taking it seriously, right? Where, essentially, they wanted Trump to come back. You know, pretty standard, you know, Trump-loving Republican thing. But they wanted him to come back with a vengeance. So, everything that Trump is, but, like, more. And harder. And, you know, like less restraint for the enemies, you know. Kind of veering into sort of, like, you know, fash territory, or at the very least, like, you know, very nationalist. Like, you know, the meme, like, with the fucking, like, Hyperborea edit, and the esoteric fascism, like, star symbol. You know the one. Probably none of you do. But the point is, all of these were combined to sort of this idea of, like, Dark MAGA. Trump will return, and when he returns, he will, you know, save everybody who believes in him, and, you know, basic God rapture story, right? So, how does this relate to the Joe Biden speech? So essentially, people were saying, either ironically or completely sincerely, somehow, I don't fucking know, that Joe Biden was going to come back, or I guess just sort of, like, you know, get this way over time, was going to come back with a vengeance. He was going to be stronger. He was going to be more fierce. He was going to be, you know, less willing to compromise. He was going to be the strong leader we all need and kick out the evil racists from America and, you know, save America the harsh way. Tough love kind of thing. That was Dark Biden. But when it caught on around the internet, it wasn't called Dark Biden. It was called Dark Brandon, which is a reference to the Let's Go Brandon meme from, like, what, 9-10 months ago? Like, I was hearing about it in 2021. That's how old this is. Granted, it was probably December, but my point is, like, you know, all of this shit was building, you know, along the Biden presidency. And this speech culminated. This is Dark Brandon's return. Every MAGA Republican cower in fear at the might of Dark Brandon. This is a quote from the speech. I wish I was making this up. MAGA Republicans do not respect the Constitution. They do not believe in the rule of law. They do not recognize the will of the people. They refuse to accept the results of a free election, and they're working right now, as I speak, in state after state to give power to decide elections in America to partisans and cronies, empowering election deniers to undermine democracy itself. There's an entire catalog of this speech online, and essentially the whole thing is MAGA Republican bad. Which, come on, Nothing new we haven't heard before. But this is coming straight from Joe Biden. And with the context of, the edgy red rim lighting and this whole thing, being Dark Brandon's return, does anybody remember that speech, and I want to say 2021, I think, where, Joe Biden was threatening American citizens with F-15s and nukes? Yeah. I think a lot of people forgot that that's the same Joe Biden who's, gaffing it up in the Oval Office. Those are the same person. And that side of Biden, the Dark Brandon side, is finally coming out. Or, it did a month ago. Since then, not much has changed, which is proof that this is just more political theater. Nobody's surprised here. But every time Biden has said that his campaign is about unity, throw all that shit out the window. Unity has always meant do whatever we want you to do. That's what it's always meant, for the Democrats anyway. And now that is being expanded upon and harnessed by Dark Brandon. That's my part of the story. What do you guys think about Dark Brandon?
So this is how I view the whole situation. I think Joe Biden is trying to lump the people who did an insurrection in the Capitol. Suddenly change to noise suppression, okay? Anyways, I think Joe Biden is trying to lump all these people that invaded the Capitol with the majority of Republicans in the modern day country. Because you could sort of slowly tell that he was kind of shrinking the criteria. Or, sorry, not shrinking, but expanding. So first he was like, okay, these people who invaded the Capitol, they want to destroy democracy. Then he was like, oh, people who are not fine with abortion, which is a large percent of the population. And he just kept on expanding and expanding. And I think Joe Biden is probably going to use the people who did an insurrection on the Capitol as a cudgel to, against his political opponents. And
Yeah.
that is not very cool, considering he is a unifying figure, so to say.
Well, yeah, that was his campaign anyway. But, I think about that point, that he's trying to expand and, slander the entirety of, Republicanism and the other half of the political aisle by basically saying they're all, the insurrectionists of the Capitol. And, fair enough, the insurrectionists at the Capitol were Republicans, but that doesn't go the other way. And, that's the thing that, we have to remember. And, of course, it should be analyzed contextually. January 6th was not the day America fell. It was not worse than 9/11, no matter how many, lefties say that it was. It was bad. It was a fucking insurrection at the Capitol building. I don't think anyone's denying that. But when analyzed contextually, right, considering this was, a year after what happened in June 2020 with the BLM protests, which, yes, was absolutely worse, considering the rioters who were openly encouraged by media and by the broader left, which to some extent includes most of the center. Those rioters burning down people's buildings and stores and livelihoods, fucking killing people in the streets. It was covered, but only by Republicans. And when it was covered by Democrats, the rare times that it was always, oh, it's mostly peaceful. Don't focus on the rioters. Focus on the message of the protests, the peaceful protests. But now, it's working in the other direction. Republicans, may often say, don't focus on the insurrectionists. Focus on what we have to say. Focus on, the main message that doesn't involve storming the fucking Capitol building. Which, of course, Trump did not tell them to do. That was just fucking crazy. Right? Focus on the message. And what do the Democrats do? But only focus on the insurrectionists and paint everybody else in the movement as the same thing. Because, when Biden was like, decide elections in America to partisans and cronies. Who the fuck do you think the partisans and the cronies are for? In the modern age, it's Democrats. Maybe there are some Republicans, but it's definitely a lot rarer.
In my opinion, if Biden or the Democratic Party is not going to use this as a cudgel against the Republicans, I think it's going to be one of two other issues. I think mainly either abortion rights or the war in Ukraine, because the war in Ukraine is obviously escalating, especially nowadays. We'll get to that eventually in this episode. But abortion rights, obviously, that's self-explanatory. Even though the issue of abortion is not as prevalent as most people would assume, because most people are uninformed about what the Supreme Court actually did. So,
Right, because abortion is constantly conflated with women's rights and women's issues, because, you know, my body, my choice, this thing. So the abortion argument is usually boiled down in the common consensus to, do you support women's rights? Even though the context is, it's literally killing an unborn child.
also, in most blue states, there will still be abortions up until 9 months.
Because
So it
because
won't
everybody
matter.
was, like making up a storm and crying about Roe v. Wade. Roe v. Wade just said that, overturning Roe v. Wade, right, means that it's not federally instated everywhere. That's all it does. It
Right,
doesn't
there's no
ban
federal
abortion.
standard.
It just doesn't banning abortion,
Right.
It lets the states decide, which, frankly, isn't great. It isn't great. But, it's a step in the right direction. And lefties, are crying their fucking eyes out about this whole Roe v. Wade shit. And it's like, abortion isn't banned everywhere. That's not how it works. Overturning Roe v. Wade did not just flip a switch where, we go from, the idealist, world where, women have the pregnancies they want to the forced birth dystopia. God, even the way they say it, like, forced birth. Yeah. If you get pregnant, unless it's, like, putting your life in danger, and even then, obviously everybody likes to fall on the edge cases of what if it's incest, what if it's disabled, what if it's putting them with his life in danger, etc., etc., to excuse the vast majority of abortion cases, which are literally just, I'm irresponsible or I don't want it.
Right, and I think,
Or I can't afford it, which kind of falls into the I'm irresponsible. Just saying.
I think another thing to mention is most people that want abortions are going to get them anyways, but just traveling to a blue state.
But yeah, that too,
Yeah, so it's like, is it really that big of an issue?
Is
Probably
it really? Nah, Like
Democrats are going to use it.
the people who really, really, really want to kill their unborn babies are going to find a way, right? And it's not going to involve the stereotype of, like the woman getting the coat hanger abortion. That shit's mostly fabricated, right? I've seen the data on this. Most of the people who, propagate that narrative that illegal abortion is, unsafe, and therefore legal abortion is just to make sure that women aren't dying from the process. That's a fabrication to get people on board with abortion.
Yeah. Really sad situation because most people are uninformed about the topic. If you ask most people in California on the street, most people assume that abortion is just banned federally. So,
yeah.
That's that.
Pretty much. So yeah, that's dark. That's the story of Dark Brandon. Any other thoughts?
Nope.
Sunny cockeye.
No thoughts. You practically said everything I was gonna say, boys.
Oh, that's crazy. We stole the words from your mouth, right?
Totally. My full attention.
Yep.
And
All right.
All right.
Anyways.
So that was we could say the old Biden stuff. Let's talk about the new Biden stuff, Kaka.
the new Biden, brother. No such thing as new Biden, bro.
It's if you think about it.
What do you mean you think about it?
The Biden from a month ago is the new Biden, And the Biden now is the old Biden because he's progressively getting older,
Right.
as most people do.
Oh my god,
But then
because his
we're talking about we're still talking about the old Biden.
So we're still talking about the old Biden.
exactly.
But
so no new
previously
Biden.
we were talking about the new Biden.
No,
No,
but
but,
like newer because
It's-
newer in the news cycle. So
It's like depreciation, after a certain point, like 40, 50 years of a car sitting outside. I mean, it
depreciation.
deteriorates in value, but it's not by
deteriorating
much.
value, like the United
Yeah.
States dollar. What?
Or Joe Biden's mental health.
Our mental health.
Yeah, exactly.
No cap.
Anyways, speaking of Joe Biden's mental health, Joe Biden had a big oopsie and a brain fry. I think it was like 2 or 3 days ago. He was holding a press conference on some issue, like most people and most presidents do in this industry. And he was thanking, and he was thanking a group of people. He named people like Cory Booker, other people that are not important, and then he named this one person named Congresswoman Jackie Walorski. Now, to give you a little context of Congresswoman Walorski, she died in a car accident in August of 2022.
Shit.
And at the time, Joe Biden gave his condolences. He made a White House statement. So I'll put the statement up on the screen just to prove that he actually acknowledged her death and he was sad about it. And then in the speech, like 2 or 3 days ago, he said this, and I kid you not, Representative Jackie, are you here?
Oh,
Where's Jackie?
What the fuck?
I guess she won't be here.
How? Okay.
I'll put the. You guys can watch the clip
Everybody
here.
has gone on and on in like 2016, 2017, 2018 about how unfit Trump was to, be in office. Everybody was like, impeach Trump. He's not fit to qualify for the powers of the office. Meanwhile, we got fucking Dementia Joe over here forgetting that a congresswoman fucking died last month. Or 2 months ago, actually. Oh my god.
You know what's crazy about this? He acknowledged her own death, and this is obviously a staffer issue because he was reading off a teleprompter, right? He obviously didn't process this, which is kind of weird. But
Is it weird, though?
yeah,
It's pretty
here.
obvious what's going on here.
I'm gonna play the clip right now, so watch it. It's actually funny.
And I want to thank all of you here for including bipartisan elected officials like Representative Gavin, Senator Braun, Senator Booker, Representative Jackie. Are you here? Where's Jackie? I didn't think she was going to be here.
Bro? Okay, best comment. Best comment. I can't overstate this enough. Alright? Okay, this is a totally real quote, alright? I may have dementia, but at least I don't have dementia. Come on, man. Like,
There's a YouTuber called Don't Walk Run Productions. I talked about him previously on the channel. He made a video about Joe Biden's slip up today, or 2 to 3 days ago, and he analyzed it. And what he gathered was, by watching other speeches, normally he refers to a congressperson or someone important by their first name or by a nickname if he cannot pronounce their last name, because Walorski, it is, it's kind of difficult to pronounce,
Yeah.
I guess. It could be difficult. Let's not rule it out.
but it's probably 10 times more difficult when your brain is rotting.
You're right. So it makes sense why he would say Jackie. He does this normally.
Yeah.
But the fact that this makes it a little bit more scary is that he subconsciously knew the congresswoman's first name. Because normally it's just congresswoman and then their last name, right?
Mm-hmm.
So he knew who the teleprompter was talking about, and he still asked where Jackie was. So his brain is just completely frying, and
Oh, my God.
during a White House press secretary briefing,
Bro.
Kareem Jean-Pierre was asked about this, the White House press secretary, excuse me, and she kept on saying, Joe Biden, there was nothing wrong with Joe Biden, nothing wrong with the show, he was just caught off guard. And
But he didn't look caught off guard.
No,
he looked
he-
lost.
he was completely lost. I mean, there are other instances where Joe Biden finishes a speech and then he puts his hand out like he's gonna shake someone's hand, but no one is there.
Oh, God.
I think we've all seen those. Yeah, so he's lost. The ship has sailed. So
Bro.
it says.
He's literally not alive. I'm convinced he's a puppet.
He is a puppet corpse for the
He's
Democrats.
an NPC.
He's a robot, bro. He's a defective robot.
He's a Minecraft NPC in Dreams video.
Bro, do you guys remember like back in 2020 where the articles were coming out saying, you know, if Joe Biden gets hospitalized by COVID or something, that, you know, we need to do everything we can to keep him in office.
What?
Like if he's hooked up to fucking life support, and if he's on his fucking
He's hooked up to life support right now. You seen
Really?
that?
No, I have not.
No, I was like making a joke. Like he's practically life support.
Yeah, pretty much. He's like, I don't know, a solid couple months away from that shit. Maybe 2023 if he's lucky.
Bro, not even the queen wanted to deal with this shit, bro. That's why she died.
Oh, no.
Okay, that's fucked.
It wasn't Jay Schlatt.
Oh yeah, last video, you know, the previous recording of this, we had like, you know, this moment of silence for the Queen's death because it was like really fresh.
It was like the day.
Yeah,
of-
it was like the day, and then after what was it, like the 10 seconds of silence, the 9.5 seconds of silence, I just started going off. I was like, "Rip Bozo, pack watch, rest in peace, you won't be missed."
No, bro, she didn't come back from the gulag and, you know, mess with your ass watch.
The Call of Duty gulag, dude.
Now, see, people always say that like, comedy is tragedy plus time. For me, comedy is just tragedy. There's
Comedy
no
is just
no
comedy.
waiting period. Make fun of dark shit. Who cares? Crime at it.
You guys want to hear
Literally.
something dark?
Yeah.
John Fetterman's story.
Who?
Okay, John Fetterman. So he is currently a Senate candidate. He's a Democrat running for the Senate in Pennsylvania in the upcoming midterms. So 2022 in November.
Wait, did you say Pennsylvania?
Yeah, Pennsylvania.
I know a furry who lives in Pennsylvania.
Oh, boy.
Yeah.
Anyways,
Pennsylvania's a mid-state.
So, bro, furries should all be dead. Anyways.
Whoa, what did you say? Bro,
I just
furries
want
do
to
not
fulfill their
deserve to
dreams,
die.
dude. Like, you know how trans people want to be treated as the gender they want to conform to? I just want to make sure that furries are treated like animals, the animals they
Exactly.
deserve. So if they're a rabbit and it's hunting season, it's free game.
The dog, bro, just send him to a Chinese restaurant.
Yeah, if it's a dog, bro. I mean, if the dog's experiencing Joe Biden-like symptoms, I'm going to take it out to the back and shoot it in the head. I mean, what? Anyways,
Oh my god.
Extra dark episode.
Horrendous.
um,
Welcome to the darkest years of our adventures, Marty.
you imagine,
No.
imagine me saying that about Joe Biden is going to get me on the FBI watch list. Can you
We
imagine?
already are on the FBI watch list.
Oh boy,
Just by opening the channel, we're already on like 3 different lists.
definitely on the Chinese watch list or the Russian watch list. But yeah.
Probably. We've talked shit about both those countries a lot. Alright.
John Fetterman.
What topic are we on?
John Fetterman. Okay, so he's running for Senate, as I mentioned, and his opponent is Dr. Oz. So I'm sure you guys know who he is. He's the famous TV star.
Yeah, totally. Famous, quote unquote.
So famous. He's so famous, I have no idea who he is.
Really? You don't know who Dr. Oz is?
No.
Dr. Oz? Who the
Really?
No.
Alright, I'll put a picture of him in chat.
Bro, I played balloons tower defense all day, bro.
Based.
Based
Man plays nothing but
Exactly.
balloons.
What do you think I'm playing right now?
Priorities. See,
Exactly.
this guy gets it.
I'll put a picture there. There he is.
All right,
So you want
That one guy on TV.
that one guy? on
Who
TV,
the
that's so
fuck?
specific, bro.
bro, what is that website where it's like this person does not exist?
Why don't
That
you
is
just
that person's
show
face.
us a photo? Why are you
I
giving
did.
us a link?
No, I'm looking
No,
this
in
up.
the-
This person
In the script.
does not exist.
Oh.
Like,
He looks
Anyways.
like a pedophile.
So Dr. Oz, he's running, right? And his opponent is John Fetterman, as I mentioned. Now let's mention something about John Fetterman. Let's talk about his background. John Fetterman, he was the mayor of a small town in Pennsylvania. I think it was less than 5,000 people. And he is a socialist or a self-described socialist. So he believes in the
yeah.
principles of socialism.
and you know, therefore communism. But we're
Wait,
not going to
let me guess. He's white.
He is white, yes.
Yeah,
He has
right.
tattoos on
Oh,
his
really?
arms, and he kind of wears like a sweatshirt
Wait,
because
he
his
has
Kinda
appeal.
tattoos?
wears.
Yeah, he doesn't wear a suit because his appeal is he's the
Because
average.
mommy didn't give him enough money for the suit.
That actually is true because, well, he was mayor since he's a socialist. He didn't want to get another job. So he lived off his parents. He lived in a shack.
Ain't no way.
Yep.
The
so
socialists living off their parents. Yeah, that sounds right.
while they're mayor, which
While
is
they're
crazy.
mayor.
Lol.
And you want to know something? If you're mayor in that town that he was in, you're not gonna get paid as a full-time mayor. In fact, it's because your duties are not sufficient, right? You're not gonna work all day being mayor. Maybe you're
Yeah.
gonna work a couple hours a day for a town of 5,000. So he could have got another job, but he didn't want to because he's a socialist and he thinks he deserves everything.
Yep.
He does.
So he does. Also, really, something the media does not want to talk about is John Fetterman. It's actually kind of really fucking racist. There was an incident a couple years back.
Spill the tea, sis.
Yeah. I don't know what it was, but there was some incident with a black man, and he was on the run.
Bro, what is up with all of these, like, you know, socialist SJW people turning out to be, like, huge closet racists? It's almost as if there's some kind of pattern here.
Yeah, so John Fetterman, something was happening to the black man. He was in the area, so he took his Ford F-150 when he saw the first black man that walked past him, fucking chased him down, threatened to shoot him, and then the fucking black guy called the cops, and then John Fetterman was in the wrong. So this guy, John Fetterman, fucking chased a black man until the cops came, because he thought that the black man looked similar to the guy that the police were chasing.
Wow.
Yep. And
Literally just said, you know, chase the black guy because he looks like a criminal.
Yep. And another thing about John Fetterman is
Unreal.
he's had like a medical emergency in the past couple months.
Oh, shit.
So right now he can't speak properly at all.
Well, he's a socialist, so when was he speaking
Wait.
properly?
Yeah, so he can't host debates with Dr. Oz because, I kid you not, he literally cannot speak for more than 5 minutes at a time.
Bro, he sounds like Joe Biden, bro.
If you look at any of his campaign speeches,
Are you sure this isn't just Joe Biden?
I'm sure this isn't like one of his sons again, you know?
no, I'm positive.
Again? Law.
John Fetterman, he literally can't speak for more than like 5 minutes, and when he does speak, it's usually like, "Ha ha, I'm John Fetterman. I speak for women.
What?
Vote for me."
Damn, autism really hits hard, you know?
Yeah. So,
yeah, bro, I would know.
and this is the thing with him. I kid you not. One of his campaign slogans was "John Fetter Woman," because you know he supports women's rights. So John Fetter Woman.
Yeah,
Oh, it really
future is
does.
female.
Yep.
Bro.
And if you guys want to see his attire, I'll put it in the.
I almost kind of don't.
There it is. That's what he wears on the campaign trail.
Oh my god.
He's a
Yeah.
fat
Is he-
middle-aged
is he
guy.
Is he an ex-convict?
No,
He looks like
I
an
don't think so.
ex-convict, bro.
No, he does though, right?
He
He looks
does,
like a
yeah.
pedophile.
He does look like a pedophile, actually.
He
Same with Dr. Oz, bro.
I don't know.
Didn't we read last episode that Dr. Oz approved of like third cousin?
Wait, hold
mating?
on.
Oh,
by
right.
last episode, are you talking about the failed recording, or are you talking
Yeah, the
about
failed
SoL?
recording.
Yeah,
like the
SoL
last
first.
recording.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
we tried
Let me address this really quickly. So Dr.
to-
Oz.
Dr. Oz wants you to fuck your first cousin, right?
Well,
all.
that's not
Hey,
exactly
No,
true.
yeah.
it's true. No
Dr.
definition.
Oz said that if you are going to fuck a cousin, it's better to fuck at least a third cousin, because a lot of people do that subconsciously and their babies are fine.
Subconsciously.
Yeah, Dude, think about it. All the people in the world, you're not going to fuck a cousin? Like, it's going to happen.
Are you saying you're gonna fuck a cousin?
No, of course not, because my family's very small. But my
Well,
family
okay,
also
but
is on the other side of the
hold
world.
on. Think about that for just a second, right? Third cousin.
Yeah.
That's probably fine.
He says, okay, to be fair, he said it from a medical standpoint.
Yeah. Well, because, okay, right, and this is something that I don't know if we covered it on the last recording or not, right? Okay. Like on delusional takes, right? There are people who get, like, shown up for bringing this up. And I don't actually think that this is an entirely unreasonable point to bring up. A lot of people, right, and I would say that I'm a part of this group, but, you know, there still is a question to be made, right? A lot of people, reject those who partake in incest and don't have a reason other than just a guttural, like, emotional rejection. They don't actually have a moral argument. like incest is bad, and somebody asks why, and they're like, "Oh my god, you like incest," right? But that's a problem. We actually do need a reason to object to this.
Defects.
That's a biological reason. I'm talking about a moral reason.
Is a more reason because you don't want your child to become like, say, rich or have like Down syndrome or have like fucking one arm or something, right? You want the best for your child, right? So you want to put him in the best position possible. So morally, you know, you don't want to have sex with your whatever brother or sister or cousin
Okay,
for that reason.
so
morally.
then, by that argument, right? Then you would say that, like incest would be immoral conditionally that a baby is created, because then that baby would have a bunch of defects. So if it doesn't create a baby, then what?
Then you're having
It's an uncomfortable
intercourse with a person that you have a different type of relationship. It's more like a family relationship more than a lover's relationship.
Yes, but why is that immoral? See, it's a question to have asked. I'm not saying that it isn't immoral. I just don't know why it is. It's a guttural reaction that like all or most humans have to it. But when it comes to actually discussing the ethics of it that aren't from a purely biological standpoint, there really isn't much. And that's something that we need to talk about, because
It's just
almost
disgusting.
but that's not good enough. We can't just say, "Oh, it's too disgusting, therefore it's immoral." That's not how morality works.
Well, this is how I view it. So I do think that for humans, I think we talked about this last recording, but I'll repeat this. The primary main for humans is to reproduce. So if you take that into account, right, and you want to mate with someone, especially if it's a cousin, you have to understand that since your primary goal in life is to reproduce and pass your genes down to the next generation, you want to make sure that the person you're producing with can provide you with the best offspring possible. And if you're going to reproduce with the third or second cousin or fourth cousin or whatever it is, that can reduce the likelihood of healthy and developed babies. So that's why I think morally it's not a good idea. But
But
I'm not going to enforce it. That is not out of my control.
okay, fair enough.
That is out of my control.
Okay.
Sorry.
Okay.
That is out of my control.
Okay, so you don't think that it should be legal, but you think that it's objectionable from that standpoint. I would make
Correct.
the argument that that is also a biological framework, but that it ties morality into biology. And
Right.
maybe that makes sense from one framework, but I don't know if everybody else would also have that same framework. Because some people never want to have kids at all, like,
Right.
in their entire life. And for them, that sort of procreation is everything mindset just doesn't apply.
Right, and that's why I mentioned I don't want to impose that on anyone, because I do realize that some people don't want to have kids and some people can't have kids, or whatever the case is, or there's a million different reasons. So
They're gay.
so I don't want to impose my morality on anyone.
Okay, so then, in that way, it's not comparable to something like pedophilia or zoophilia, where there is a very clear, like, moral obscenity going on here, which is to say, a distinct lack of consent. That is the moral framework for why those two things are wrong. But for incest, that doesn't really apply, as long as everybody's consenting, because if there's no consent, then it's just straight up rape. And we already have a moral framework for why that's bad. So, yeah, I mean, that makes sense.
To be fair,
That
I
is
do
a
think
reasonable subjective distinction. And I don't think, if anybody says that that's unreasonable, it's really not.
yeah, I mean that's all I have to say about it. I mean, that's just how I view it.
Fair enough.
Yeah. But anyways, back to Fetterman.
Anyways, oh my god, we got into this whole topic. I don't know.
Yeah.
Look, I think,
That could be a clip.
frankly, I think this this entire field is an oil site that needs to be mined. People who, like philosophers who think about, like, ethics, moral philosophy. They need to like seriously touch on this with a critical eye and come to some type of consensus, if at all possible. But I think for now, that is definitely a very good solution to the question. What were we talking about?
John
Sorry,
Fetterman.
I just had a Brandon moment. All right.
Yeah. Okay, so this whole fucking context that I was spilling out for John Fetterman was for this one tweet by Dr. Oz. So John Fetterman tweeted out, breaking news for the first time ever. National Republicans are outspending me on TV, in parentheses, this week. McConnell's super PAC dumped $34 million against me. Please, can you rush $10 to our campaign before midnight to help fight back? And Dr. Oz quote tweeted John Fetterman's tweet and said, have you asked your parents for more allowance?
Bro.
That was a burn.
You're done. Pack your bags.
Yep, that he got finessed. To be fair, I think Dr. Oz should just keep on doing these funny jokes. I think they're the best. Just fucking keep on telling him that he's just a socialist that hasn't accomplished anything in life. That's great.
But then, is there a point he's going too deep on him, so then people feel bad and like?
Oh
not
no, have you
vote
seen
for a
John
person?
Fetterman stuff?
Bro,
John Fetterman
hear
is
me
a
out.
menace on Twitter.
Yeah. Bro, I don't even know who the hell that is.
Fucking said it, Canada. Oh my
Bro.
god.
Bro, you see, this guy is so forgettable. Look at him, he's bald. Who likes bald people, bro?
Dude, John Fetterman tweeted a meme with fucking The Simpsons and Dr. Oz. It's too late. This campaign is more than personal.
More than personal.
Yeah. And by the way,
It's not that deep, bro. It's just a job.
yeah, it's true. But John Fetterman has declined to do 3 debates before the elections. He's only doing 1. And that's
when is the
maybe
election, actually?
in November. November 8th, actually, my birthday.
Oh, whoa! You releasing
Oh my god, you
data
just
about yourself?
doxed yourself.
Bro, can you have
GG.
your social security too? Since you're releasing your birthday?
Yes.
Gimme.
Or
696
no,
696.
It's a different number.
6969.
What year were you born, and what's your full name?
I was born on November 11th.
No.
1969.
You already gave your birthday away. Why are you changing
People
it
don't
now?
need the full name because, I mean, we've already leaked it plenty of times.
Yeah, we've already leaked it like 50
Alright,
times.
my full name is John Fetterman.
I thought it was John Trelinsky, but alright.
Anyways, Vladimir Putin?
Oh my god, yes. Stan Coined,
No,
I
I don't
love.
want to talk about this guy, bro. Fuck this guy. He blocked me on Twitter, bro.
He blocked me on Twitter too. It's crazy.
Bro, it's a celebrity. He knows.
I don't think we can enter the country safely at this point.
Yeah.
we were going to begin with?
No. But if we ever need to.
Bro,
I know-
Russia got nothing now.
We got that, like, 1 viewer in Russia, so you know. Just saying.
Do we actually have a view in Russia?
No, but I think...
If you're Russian, guys, comment down below. Fuck Russia, okay?
What?
Alright.
Oh my god.
Vladimir
Okay.
Putin.
Why are we talking about this guy again?
Okay, so this is pretty big, actually, because over the weekend, Vladimir Putin sparked a bit of controversy because...
A bit of
He was-
controversy.
Bit.
Yeah.
He is
He
the
was-
most controversial person on the planet. I could not see how it could get any worse.
Well, it did get worse because now people are in panic mode. Because he moved nuclear weapons on a convoy heading to Ukraine.
Oh shit.
And this is apparently a signal to the West, which you could decipher for yourself what that means. But I'm assuming that it is to tell the West that, hey, I have these nuclear weapons next to Ukraine. If you guys want to intervene, if Ukraine does any funny business, then we will use them. And Democrats are actually, in my opinion, it looks like they're going to use this to distract from the midterms because, as we know, the economy is in shambles. I mean,
It's been in shambles.
yeah, I
Have
mean,
you seen our gas prices? Have you seen how much it costs to go to anywhere?
yeah, and I just want to mention this. A year ago on this podcast, I was saying the Fed's got to, because inflation, everyone was like, it's still 3-4%. Who really fucking cares, right? I was saying at the time, if the Fed wants to curb inflation, they got to raise the interest rates. Okay? And guess what the Fed's doing now? They're raising interest rates, and they're going to be raised, or if they're, I don't know if they are raised to, but they're going to raise it to 7%, which is just insane.
Kaika has single-handedly fixed the American government.
He solved racism.
Dude, it's crazy how a guy who does not have a college degree, who just graduated high school, was able to predict what was going to happen and the solution a year ago. That's crazy, bro.
But did you do anything about it? I didn't think so.
Nope, we just put podcasts on the internet.
You didn't do anything about it.
Exactly.
You're crazy.
No. Doing the podcast is something, bro.
Yeah, 5 months, every 5 months you post an episode? Exactly, guys.
Every 5 months. But anyways, Biden actually responded.
It would be
Putin.
4 months if the recorder didn't constantly break.
God damn. So true, though. Anyways, Biden said that the U.S. will not be intimidated by reckless Putin. So, what this tells me is that Joe Biden is willing to die on this hill, which is kind of weird, because in my opinion, Ukraine would not have been invaded if he said the same thing in Afghanistan. If he just said, hey, if you kill one of our soldiers, we're going to fuck you in the ass to the Afghan or to the Taliban.
Afghans in the ass. What the fuck's wrong with
Hey,
No, Afghans,
bro.
the Taliban.
Why do you want to fuck Talibans in the ass?
Dude,
They're all guys.
look.
Well, yeah,
Joe
but
Biden wants
but that's
to.
a
Not
plus,
a
though.
single female Taliban.
No, but
Whoa, you
that's
don't
a
know
plus,
that.
though.
Whoa.
No,
That's a
well,
plus,
that's
though.
against their religion.
Whoa.
That's
Are you
literally
saying
against
It
their
is,
Are you
though.
saying women? Are you
It's
saying
against their
women?
religion.
I'm hyperventilating.
In Muslim,
I need my inhaler.
In Muslim religion, they no rights basically.
You're not a
seen
feminist.
videos of them being
Okay, you're transphobic. You're racist.
yes, but oh wait, not the
Caught in 4K.
I'm gonna pull everything out of the playbook. Anyways, yeah. So basically, Joe Biden should have been firm with the Taliban, because at least we could fucking, beat the Taliban without getting into nuclear war. If we fucking stand our ground with Russia and then we get into a skirmish, nuclear war is gonna set, and that's not good. So
Yeah, no, it's
kinda
Why
late.
is that not good, huh? Why is that not good?
just a little cheeky touch of human extermination.
No,
just
it's
a
pretty
cheeky
good to me.
touch
Sounds
of
pretty good.
Hiroshima.
Have you seen our human, how societies are now? I think it's pretty good.
Bro,
just kill everything off.
Hiroshima is the old stuff.
Hiroshima.
Hiroshima.
Is that like
Hiroshima.
ice cream?
That's like the old bombs.
Nagasaki.
They're much more destructive now.
You mean Nagasaki?
Nagasaki.
Not Yagasaki. The fucking
I was
you have the
thinking-
sushi bar menu.
No, there's in Russian lore, there's a grandma named Baba Yaga, and that's what I was thinking of.
Oh
No,
yeah,
it's not
did you know that
grandma.
they made a video game based on that?
No, it's
It's
not.
like
It's
cooking
not our
companions.
grandmother, is it? I
I
thought it was
s- I
just
saw
like
the-
a boogeyman.
Something
No,
game theory.
Baba means grandmother.
No, because I watched John Wick, bro. I think I know everything.
No,
about
Baba
Russia.
means grandmother.
No, bro. No, John Wick, bro. It means a boogeyman,
John Wick.
bro. In John Wick, legit, nah.
John Wick is my source.
Baba Yaga.
John Wick is
a
my
boogeyman.
source.
Baba Yaga is a girl, but it's okay.
Yeah,
Nah,
no,
bro, I'm not a
the Baba
conscious
Yaga.
guy.
Old
is a girl.
grandmother.
In 4K, bro.
It's fine.
No, 4K, bro.
Alright,
Is this
catch
really
me
worth
4K,
it?
bro.
Bro, it's legit the boogeyman, bro. It's the boogeyman, bro. I don't think
What if it's the boogie woman?
it's
huh?
the boogie woman that steals your money, bro.
Hey,
Oh, did I die?
bro.
Oh,
Is
no.
that like a stereotype?
I mean, no, because it's Russian. No, if it was Jewish, that's different. They'll take your pennies.
That kind of looks like a woman, I'm not gonna lie. Or
Are
Sonny
you
Hawkeye.
assuming? Fucking hell.
It has long hair.
Are you assuming? Okay, and so is John Wick.
And it's definitely an old ass guy.
John
Bro,
Wick
Oh, his
doesn't
guy.
have
Oh,
long
his
hair.
guy. Oh, his guy. Yeah. you're
sorry,
right.
old ass girl. Or woman. Also,
Are you can't tell the difference
This is a-
because he's attracted to both.
this is a classic Russian folklore story.
All right,
I was.
bro. Who cares about the Russians? Really,
Wait.
we're in America.
Wait,
Yeah,
hold
already
on.
talking about Baba Yaga.
We've been saying this whole time.
Oh wait, Kaika.
Kaika.
Whoa.
What if he accidentally called him one time? Do you think we'll get taken down?
You mean
I'm gonna
What do you-
fucking blur this shit out. Okay. Anyways, maybe not.
no? I can say it. I have the pass.
Why do you have the pass?
What?
Because
Because I'm part of the group.
Part of what group?
we gave him the pass. Me and Sam gave him the pass.
Why can't I
Wait,
get a
what?
pass?
It
No,
only
no.
extends to Chow.
Hold on.
Is a fucking
It's a gay
race
slur.
No, it's not.
What?
It's
What?
a slur.
About yeah.
Huh?
It's what the fuck called the other than and shit.
What was it?
It's like Vince losing his virginity. Whoa.
Yo, can you say it real quick? Can you say it real quick, huh? Can you say it?
He's gonna
Vincent
catch in
is
4K.
gay.
How'd you know?
I know. Anyways, let's stop talking
Yeah.
about our first names. Talk about our usernames. So, Kaika, can we please go to the next topic and get away from this Russian prick?
Okay, I just want to
No,
mention
no,
one more thing.
No.
Go
Whoa.
ahead. Go ahead.
No.
Okay. So this is actually important. It's really important to mention. So Putin, he actually did a vote, or he held a vote in the annexed regions of Russia, and he was like, "Okay, do you want to be part of Russia?" And he was like, "Okay, you want to be part of Ukraine?" And then he sent people with guns to people's houses, and were like, "Vote with your own free will." But no, we're holding people behind you with guns. So the turnout was a high percentage, and 99.9% of people voted to stay in Russia. The rest voted to stay out. So obviously a corrupt election.
But you know,
And
this
of course,
gives
you
them
know-
the excuse to use the nuclear weapons, right?
You're right. So this is why they were moving it, because once they annex the regions, they could just say, okay, if Ukraine wants to take back our regions that we stole from them, they are invading our territory now, which allows them to use nuclear weapons. Or I don't want to say allows them, but it, in their minds, it justifies it.
Right.
No, so allows them exactly.
Because
And also,
it's very hard to justify them using nukes like erroneously, because it's fucking nukes. So they have to like play this game of pretending that there's some justification or reasoning behind it, because if they don't, then they just look like war-hungry mongrels, which is the truth, but they don't really like the truth. So.
And another thing to mention with this whole situation is that Vladimir Putin, he's also drafting most likely around 1 million soldiers into the losing battle of Ukraine, because he's being pushed back all the way to the western regions of Ukraine. That's why he annexed those regions, just in case Ukraine wants to invade them back. Or not invade them back, retake their territory. So it looks like, yeah, something big might happen in the next couple of months with Russia and Ukraine, so just keep an eye out for that. Yeah.
Well, hope nobody dies, but
that's unlikely at this point.
I shouldn't say nobody dies. I mean, like no like mass death, no nuclear war.
Yeah, that would be horrible for the world. So let's pray.
But the question is,
the two atheists are gonna pray.
Okay. First of all,
whoa.
All right. I don't think atheist is the proper word. I think, if you're going to refer to us, right, as an atheist, I think it'd be a lot better if you just called us correct. The second thing is... Wait, no, there is no second thing. You're just wrong.
I mean, are you correct? But you're both gay, so...
Yep.
Kaki's not even saying no.
Wait, what? Sorry, I'm looking at this is breaking news. North Korea just
not Kyle.
Wait, breaking news. North Korea back in the news cycle?
Yeah, North Korea shot missiles over Japan 2 hours ago from the start of this recording.
Oh,
and
shit.
Japan's sirens went off for civilians to seek shelter. So it was a legitimate threat that.
From what I'm getting here is that World War III is going to be World War II too, where it's the communists versus. Wait, no, that was the World War II. What am I saying? That was the Cold War. So, oh my God, World War III is going to be the World War that we never got with the Cold War.
So maybe it looks like that North Korea is trying to do something with Russia, which might be implying that China might be trying to do something with Russia.
Well, I mean, that we already kind of knew, with the Taiwan situation.
Yeah, so it's just not a good situation all around.
Well, but you know what's going to happen, right? Because the thing is, China would only ever invade Taiwan during this time because it's convenient. Well, we're going to do it anyway, but, if everybody's distracted with Russia, it allows China to get by with less heat on their back.
Yeah, I think it's actually the perfect time, because not only if North Korea goes to war with Japan or South Korea, not only if Ukraine goes to war with Russia and then the U.S. gets involved, it'd be the best time for China to get involved, because not only is the U.S. military going to be spread out, but also it's going to be close to the midterms. and they really want Joe Biden to be in charge because he does nothing. So the
Right.
best way to do it is to give the American people patriotic sense, which tends to hold the American people to vote for the party in charge. That's just how it tends to be, right? If war breaks out, people tend to vote with the current party. So it could be a smart strategy
Yeah.
for China to divulge some of the threat away from Republicans gaining power in the House and the Senate. So we'll see how that goes.
In other words, a vote for Joe Biden is a vote for World War III.
Pretty much. I mean, at this point, it's pretty likely.
All right. Well, I think that's the Putin thing, right? That's the whole World War III update.
Yep.
All right. What's next?
This is yours,
Oh,
Chow.
right. Okay, so this is one of the older ones. So, I don't know if any of you remember, from my Cali bros, best state, California. Right. So California was going through, and actually there was a second wave of heat waves. But yes, there was these heat waves, and they were very extreme. And everybody was turning on their ACs, right? So they wouldn't fucking die of heat stroke. And it kind of broke California's power grid. Like, we were experiencing electricity shortages, and then there were these out of touch, condescending flex alerts encouraging Californians to flex their low power usage. Run your AC at 78, right? It's
Yeah,
80
totally
degrees.
cool.
Totally cool. And most people in California were like, fuck that. Lol. And there were actually reports of people, like getting very close to death and even dying because of the heat wave and, the power loss. And at the very same time, California made the announcement that they were moving to electric cars now. Completely. I believe it was by 2025. 100% electric cars in California. And
Sounds about right.
yeah, but then it gets better. Because during the heat wave, one of the things that they said to do to conserve energy was to not charge their electric cars. So they made the announcement that everyone has to move to electric cars, and then they told people not to charge their electric cars to conserve energy. And then there's this picture of somebody hooking up their electric car to a fucking diesel generator. Like,
Fuck's sake.
task failed successfully, I guess.
Yep. It's crazy.
Like, honestly, what is the point?
For all the talk about Texas having a really bad power grid because it failed when it was really fucking cold, and Texas has their own power grid from the United States, California is no better.
Wait,
Which
Texas
just
has its own separate power grid from the rest of the United States?
Yep, because everything's bigger in Texas. That's literally the logic. They just wanted to be alone.
Based.
So and then obviously
Bro,
for all the talk of
Texas
Texas
is
being bad.
Texas is the most based state. Okay,
Yes.
It's a tie between Texas and Florida.
I agree.
Texas and Florida, like, Florida is like, I don't know, the crazy person, right? Like the fucking like psychopath, and then Texas is just like the base Giga Chad.
Yep.
I'm being half ironic, but and then so as all of this was going down with the heat waves and the electricity cuts, Gavin Newsom, governor of California, made a campaign ad for his re-election, and he made his campaign ad, and part of it was that he wanted Floridians to join him in California. So they were going to take all of the people who left and telling them, hey, come back to California, it's so much greater here. And some absolute mad lad on the internet made a parody of Newsom's campaign ad. and we're gonna roll it right now because it's fucking amazing and I loved it. We watched it on the previous recording. We're watching it again because it's just so great. It is one of the best videos I've ever seen.
As your governor, I promise you, whatever challenges come our way, I will always lead the California way.
You,
Literally insane.
I say that's the California way.
you guys are really awesome. Thank you so much.
Based on compassion,
I mean, if we're gonna be realistic, they pay you to be homeless here.
common sense. Clean and sober is one of the biggest damn mistakes this country's ever made. We all need to self-medicate periodically. Telling the truth. Telling the truth. Treasuring our diversity.
Use the fist to hit my.
Telling the truth. Following science. Protecting our planet.
Love like yours will surely come my way. Hey, hey, hey.
Gavin Newsom, courage through crisis.
It's too good.
It's ironic. Man,
Yeah,
Gavin Newsom. Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's fucking. It shows the truth about fucking California. What a shit state it is. The garbage it is.
Telling the truth. Telling the truth.
You know, at least we don't live in a horrible area compared to
Well,
most of the state.
Well,
Sorry, compared to downtown LA and San Francisco.
you can make the argument that the entire state is a terrible area.
Trying to dox us, mate?
Especially when a fire breaks out and then the air just becomes completely unbreathable.
It's already
Love it.
unbreathable.
Well, it's more unbreathable when the fire happens. All right, I'm gonna make this really quick. This is one of our older topics. We had a whole segment dedicated to the whole shit with Queen Elizabeth II dying. And we're very sad about that. Hashtag Packwatch Ripozo. We already went through that whole thing earlier in the podcast. I just want to bring up Uju Anya's tweet. And yes, I can say the name because she is verified. And so it's public information. I heard that this is a quote from her. September 8th, 2022. I heard the chief monarch of a thieving, raping, genocidal empire is finally dying. May her pain be excruciating. This is a real
Yikes.
tweet. This is a real tweet. I can't.
To be fair, I mean, not to the woman who tweeted this, but to Twitter. The tweet was removed, so you can't.
Oh, it was?
You can't find it anymore. Yeah.
Oh my god. Okay, Twitter. Rare moment of Twitter being based.
So thankfully, we got a screenshot before it.
Yeah, but Jesus
Before it was gone.
Christ, man.
Yeah, that's just horrible.
You had all these people like mourning her death, and then you just had her being like, "May her pain be excruciating." It's like, the fuck? Excuse me?
You know,
Like that whole like Rip Bozo stuff. That was a joke.
Yeah, bro.
That was a meme. But like,
That-
bruh.
Trust, bro. She's
Bozo.
gonna be facing up with her in the gulag watch.
Bro, I swear, if Queen Elizabeth was the queen of some, like, you know, Middle Eastern Arab country, this shit just wouldn't be happening. It wouldn't. It only happens because it's Western Europe. It only happens because it's Britain. I swear, bro, it's
Yeah.
horrendous. Anyways, that was a quickie. We're not going to spend as much time on that as we did last time because, frankly, there's not that much of a story. Terrible person makes a terrible take. Moving on.
All right, let's talk about Kanye West, or now known as Ye. Ye. His new name is Ye, by the way.
Wait, what is the
No,
deal
no,
about that?
Did he actually change his name?
He changed his name legally in California to just Ye.
Yeah.
He doesn't have a last name. He just has a first name, just Ye.
Why?
Honestly, you know, autism runs rampant, you know, especially with,
Okay, first of all,
retard-
I am the autism expert here, and I can say this shit is not autism. This
How?
shit is just like pure.
He's a visionary, bro.
Nah, he's having midlife crisis. Let's be honest here.
No,
Nah, he's a visionary.
He's having
this is
midlife
pure
crisis.
fucking mental illness, but like in a good way, you know.
In a good way. Is there a good way?
Yeah.
So Kanye West, bro, he was at this this like design fashion show. I don't fucking know what it was. It was in Paris, and when he
Oh,
wore to
really?
the
Is it
stage,
Paris?
oh, you're fucked. Oh, you're fucked. Oh, you're fucked. Oh man. Yeah, do you get it? Do you get it?
No.
So, for all the viewers who don't understand what Sunny Hawkeye is referring to, Kanye West wrote a song called "N-Words in Paris."
Oh.
Yeah. And so Sunny Hawkeye was like, "Oh, in Paris, ha ha ha." Anyways, on stage, Kanye West wore a shirt that says "White Lives Matter."
What?
Yeah, and then
And he
Candace.
didn't get fucking crucified.
This is the crazy part. Candace Owens, who's friends with Kanye West, she is she has a podcast on the Daily Wire. No, they're not.
They're fucking. Why is she gay?
I don't know. She has a
Why?
husband, I think.
Nah, bro. And I more.
Anyways, they both wore White Lives Matter T-shirts, and then Twitter started crying because how can White Lives Matter? That's impossible, right, guys?
Yeah, they don't matter.
Well, okay,
Yeah.
but like of course you think about it, right? As sort of like a natural reaction to the Black Lives Matter movement was the All Lives Matter movement. But this is actually completely different. This is an inverse.
Yeah.
This is an inverse of Black Lives Matter. And of course, you know, a lot of people on Twitter unironically believe that white lives don't matter at all.
They do.
Bro.
The crazy part is,
I'm
right,
about to get racist if you do not shut up right now.
the thing with the Black Lives Matter situation, I saw a lot of people saying, okay, Black Lives Matter literally means what it means at face value, right? Black Lives Matter. And the same people who said that are looking at Kanye West's shirt and saying, this is crazy, how can you say this? This is stupid. But your argument is we should take what the slogan says at face value. So why are you arguing against White Lives Mattering?
Rules for the enough.
Obviously because it doesn't go with their agenda. So
yeah. So the thing is, right, they see Black Lives Matter as a natural reaction and organization against police brutality against black people, right? And they see White Lives Matter as an insurgency of racist white people trying to impose themselves and their white superiority, you know, white supremacist, Nazi, whatever, right, onto the Black Lives Matter movement's original message. So to them, right, Black Lives Matter is about the police brutality. It's not necessarily that black people matter more, although they do believe that, either coincidentally or in practice, or like actively. But that's not like what Black Lives Matter means, right? There are people who say it literally just means Black Lives Matter, but is specifically in the context of police brutality. That's what it means. Like, supporters will say that, opponents will say that. That's just what it fucking means. Now, the thing is, right, people will say, of course you're racist if you don't support Black Lives Matter. It's literally the name. If you don't support Black Lives Matter, then you don't think like Black Lives Matter. But the fact of the matter is, right, and this is why I think it's funny that Kanye West, you know, got a White Lives Matter t-shirt. That shit's funny. You know, Candace Owens doing it too. It's a meme, right? But I don't actually support White Lives Matter. I don't support Black Lives Matter. I don't support White Lives Matter. I support All Lives Matter as the antithesis to Black Lives Matter, because the concept that one specific racial group needs focus more than any other is racially discriminatory, which is literally racist. And I don't support it. For black people, for white people, for anyone. And if you do support it, you know, that's fine. But then you could make the argument that that literally is racism. And before, you know, people in the comments, you know, some lefty is watching us and is somehow this far into the video, and they're like, oh, so you're just some colorblind centrist, you know, like nothing matters, I just want to grow, for God's sake. No. What I am saying is that I reject the Black Lives Matter movement because it supposes racial superiority for black people. And I don't suppose racial superiority for anyone, period. So the White Lives Matter t-shirt thing that Kanye did, I only support it as far as it is a funny meme, and it makes people who support Black Lives Matter triggered. But that's it. I don't actually support White Lives Matter as an idea, as a movement, as an organization, because all lives matter. And slapping on white, black, or any other label is only to further create division. To me, that's the base take, but hey, you know.
If I had to guess why Kanye did this is what I assume. He wanted to spark controversy. If you put all lives matter on a t-shirt, it's not the same as white lives matter, because all lives encompasses all. But if you say white lives, that's a direct counter to black lives matter. So I think this is just a ploy for him to get more attention. I don't think Kanye supports White Lives Matter as an organization. I think he just supports the counter culture to Black Lives Matter, because he is an outspoken critic of the Black Lives Matter organization.
And in general, he's just a very controversial person, kind of like Donald Trump. Their whole brand is being counterculture. Which, surprise leftists, you're not counterculture anymore. You are the culture. When people are counterculture, it is against leftism, not the other way around. Eventually, maybe that paradigm will flip again, but it hasn't yet. Anyways, so yeah, my point is, like, I don't know, to me, right, the true antithesis to Black Lives Matter isn't White Lives Matter. It's All Lives Matter. Because White Lives Matter is just Black Lives Matter, but in the other direction. And,
correct.
You know, both of that is cringe. But again, like I've said, I don't actually think that Kanye is self-hating racist, you know, for wearing the White Lives Matter t-shirt, because it was obviously a meme. It was obviously, you know, a stunt done to get performative outrage. And I support that wholeheartedly. I just, you know, don't know if I necessarily support the message that he was, you know, sort of satirically presenting, which is fine, you know, because again, it was satirical. This whole thing was just to get people mad. We do a little trolling, you know.
Yeah.
So, you know, that was kind of fun. Hey, Sonny Cockeye, what do you got to say about this?
Nah.
Are you,
what?
Are you playing balloons? Are you playing balloons?
What?
Right now?
No, I'm not playing with balloons, bro. I've already stated my opinion on this.
You're under oath.
Personally,
you're under oath. Are you playing balloons?
What?
You saying that makes it sound like you are.
No.
I don't think Chow is referring to those type of balloons.
What kind of balloons are you thinking of?
Balloons Tower Defense 6.
Whoa! Why so specific?
Because it's the only one you play.
What? No. I play battles. Anyways, as I was saying, my thoughts on this is like similar to you guys. Is like I do not like the movement of Black lives or white lives. I truly believe in two movements when it comes to the lives shit. Blue lives and all lives. The reason why I agree with blue lives is because like they experience so much hate, police, and they've literally helped us so much. Even though I know me and my co-hosts have gone on debates about this, but they helped our community. Even though they haven't ensured trust it with us, they still helped us have order.
Police?
Yes.
Yeah,
That's what
I
Blue
do.
Lives is.
Well, I know that, but like, I don't know. The thing is, right? I don't know if I would necessarily support a blank lives matter movement for them. I do think that generally, like people mindlessly hating on police is definitely, among other things, morally just kind of a general leftist subversion tactic, and I don't support it. I do think that police do serve, a certain role in society. Order is a very abstract thing, so I don't know if I would say that, but I do recognize that there are laws to be upheld, there are rights to be protected, and that's what police are for, and that's what they do. They're not perfect, but we're not expecting perfect. We're expecting, they are civil servants. They are our enforcers and peacekeepers, and that's important, right? But I think just saying all lives matter is the best take, because I don't think that police lives specifically matter more than civilian lives. I think we're all equal. And I think the sooner we can stop saying blank lives matter is the sooner we are to a more egalitarian but also peaceful society. Because, it's like I've been saying this whole time, equal rights, equal fights. What if we just, are constantly racist to each other all the time? Equally. All the time, everybody. That would be so based. Come on, think about it, right? Everybody making racist jokes and comments to each other all the time, racist, sexist, homophobic, whatever, heterophobic, everybody to everybody all the time. That is a perfect world, because then, when everybody's fighting, nobody is. That's the world we deserve, and that's the world we can get if, maybe we don't stop constantly seriously thinking about blank group lives matter more than everybody else. All lives matter. That's the correct take.
You can't really argue with that.
Anyways, the Woman King.
Alright.
The what?
Now, this topic is my topic. Alright. Now, there's a new movie coming out soon called The Woman King. And it's based off of the Dahomey tribe, which, in my opinion, I think the movie's trying to glorify them, because guess what? The movie's plot is basically an African tribe fighting against fuck you.
Bro?
I'm changing the font. They're fighting against these white colonizers, right?
Oh god, okay.
So it's legit that. But you know what's funny about that? The Dahomey tribe is actually responsible for 1 out of 20 slaves in the U.S. Because they would actually enslave other black tribes and rape and pillage them. And the movie's not showing any of that. They're just showing a proud woman tribe, strong, fighting against the tyranny of the white man. But in reality, this tribe was the most ruthless tribe of them all, enslaving their own people.
Yeah, I know. Like this is the uncomfortable reality about slavery that most people don't like to see, right? Yes, there was the component of the ruthless slave master, right? And the atrocities of slavery back on America home turf. But when you ask yourselves, how did the slaves get enslaved? The common story is that they were taken. And it is possible that maybe in some small way, maybe that was possible. But for the most part, for the vast majority, slaves were not taken, they were sold. And, they were sold in Africa. So, who was being sold? Africans. Who was doing the selling? Also Africans. It was black people selling off black people. So, and, for all of the, flack that white people are still getting for slavery 200 years later, even though the perpetrators have been dead for generations now, and it's, buried in the ground and dead, right? Nobody talks about the black people who, sold other black people overseas, and like you said, pillaged and raped and captured as property other people. Like, do those people deserve any time in the spotlight, or is their skin too dark for that? And of course none of it would make it in the movie. How could it? How could it? Realistically, how would that message that anybody but the evil white man was responsible for, or at least contributing to these atrocities, how would any of these narratives, be able to be published in the modern day? If it's not white man bad, then you're not really going to go anywhere.
Indeed.
I feel like I make these like huge points, and then that kind of ends the topic, and we don't really have anything else to say.
You actually outline a lot of good stuff, so I'll mention one thing. Obviously, a lot of the slave trade that was happening in early American history was not only due to African tribes. A lot of it was Americans taking black people forcefully from their homes, but a lot of it, and I don't know if it's a significant majority. Nowadays it is because slavery is outlawed. But at the time, I don't know if it was a significant majority, but it was still some part.
How much? Maybe I'm a little confused on this, because it was my understanding that the amount of people who were, enslaved forcefully by the Americans versus sold off it was a lot of people being sold and only a few people being taken. Am I wrong about that?
It was, so this is how it works. Right around before I believe it was 1820s, you could purchase slaves, and then after the 1820s, you could not, because in the Constitution there was a specific section that said after this date we cannot sell any more slaves, and that wasn't really going to become an issue because you could just force your slaves to have sex, which would then make more slaves. But before then, you could just forcefully take slaves from people's, from their country, their native country, and that would be okay. I'm sure it wasn't a majority as time went on because, of course, the population increased through sex, but I'm sure there was a certain percentage, and I'm sure it was high at some point. Not sure how high it was. No one is really sure.
I guess we don't have great data on that.
There is data, but it's not great data, of course. So,
Well, that's what I said.
Because some companies did track how many slaves they exported from Africa to the Americas and to other countries, but it's not reliable, as Chow said. So, what was I saying?
Now something about black people.
Brandon moment,
yeah. Oh, I think I was saying, as Chow mentioned, the uncomfortable truth and reality is a lot of these countries that we like to put on a pedestal also have done a lot wrong in their time. A lot of things people don't like to mention is the Powhatan tribe, one of the most famous tribes that John Smith came to, and he intermingled with the people, and then he caused kind of, people to invade the Powhatan. The Powhatan were a very ruthless tribe, so even though they got invaded by the settlers, they still actually invaded the 5 surrounding tribes and made them into their own rule. So a lot of these people that we like to put on pedestals also have blood on their hands, and it's also very important to remember that before we praise them, and then they get this unnecessary attention that they don't deserve. So that's where I'll leave it.
Yeah. All right, and then, well, Sonny, do you have anything else to add on your own topic?
Fuck this movie. Fuck the makers of this movie.
Based.
I have it always trying to censor and try and paint a picture that white people are always bad and black people can never do anything wrong, and that's obviously not the case here. All right. So it's the media always trying to censor stuff, trying to skew history to make it fit their own narrative, and I'm sick and tired of it. And I think
this history can suck a dick.
Exactly.
Based. So this was kind of a mismatch because of the lost recording from last time, but I hope it was still entertaining for all of you. Thank you for watching.
I'm a dirty T2 casual.
Season 2 is never coming out.
And I'm your host.
With the most.
Fucking
So
most.
gay.
Alright.
So gay.
See you guys next time.
This is
5
Sons of
minutes.
Liberty signing out. See you guys.
Yeah,
Take
fuck the
care.
furries.
Yeah, fuck them.
I would
furries.
so love to fuck furries. I mean,
You worry about leaving a better planet for our kids. How about leaving better kids for our planet? Entire generation offended at everything, getting mad that a human thinks all lives matter. We don't need black or white or left or right. What we need is common sense. We need balance. We're all in the same boat. Why you trying to make holes? If they sink, we sink. This is madness.